I like driving. I like looking after the cars, I like looking at them, but actually driving them's the fun bit. I've always had the hankering for an Alfa 8C. It's probably one of the ultimate pre-war sports cars. Young people now are really keen, if they want to collect a car, on something that was really top of the list when they were a young man. The sort of poster you used to have on the wall. I'm of that age where this was the poster I had on my wall, and it was the thing I really wanted. I've known Jim for many years, both by reputation and then personally. The thing about Jim is that he is first and foremost a true enthusiast himself. He loves the cars. He is never happier than when he's sorting out a mechanical problem or making something and making it just that little bit better. You only really have to see the raw materials that Jim works with and how he processes them and produces the finished items. Everything is done to original specification. Everything is to the highest quality. I think that reflects in the machinery that he uses to produce them.
I have always loved making things. It's what I've always done. Doing this kind of work and building these kind of cars and restoring these cars and recreating the cars that we do, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. When I first started, I worked for a guy who had a large collection of race cars, and I served my apprenticeship there and worked through the usual rigours of learning how to do the job. At the end of 11 years, I left, started my own business. The first engine that I did was a V16 BRM for Bewley. That was in 1982, and from there on the company has grown. If somebody comes to JSW looking for a part, we can manufacture anything from a single bolt to a complete car made to the original specification of the original cars. So every part is identical to the original part that was manufactured in the day. If a customer comes to us for an 8C 2.3 engine, for instance, cars were manufactured between 1931 and 1934, so running those engines hard in competition this long down the road is not a good idea. So they would rather like to put a replacement engine in built to the same specification. The Haas machines allow us to do that very easily. Haas were producing a kind of machine that I really appreciate because it is a basic, simple but uncomplicated, nicely engineered piece of machinery. It's no frills on it, but it does a fantastic job. I am very close to being a control freak. I do actually like to control everything that we do. So being able to have the Haas machines with the capacity, it's the size of the big machine, the 6, that makes life very useful. And making things like stub axles and everything else on the 4th axis, keeping it under control so that I know what's going off all the time and can control the quality, because we have built the company up on the level of quality that we do. It's not just that it has to be a mechanical item that does a job, it has to look aesthetically correct as well. I have a thing that basically says that the next person that takes anything that we've built apart needs to think that that was assembled properly and nicely. It's very sad to see them go because they become so part of you. I mean, you know these cars intimately, much more than the owners and the people that drive the car. I would never make a very good racing drive because I know what makes them tick. I know what's inside them, and I don't like hurting things.